Hey guys, it's me, Danita Lynn. Hi there. I'm here to teach you this class, and I'm getting all set up here, so come on in and say hello. Let me know you're here. Tell me where you're from. Hi, Cal. Oh, Kelly. Hi, Kelly. I'm glad you're here with your daughters to paint with me. Let me get my computer all set up so I can see you guys. It's me, Danita Lynn. I gotta mute it so I don't hear myself in repeat here. All right. Make sure you'll be able to see me. Okay, so this is my first Facebook Live, and I've taught a lot of art classes before, but this is my first time doing it here, and I'm really excited. We're going to learn this beautiful Easter sunrise painting, and it's kind of a quick and easy painting. I put the supply list on my page, so if you want to join in, if you're coming in late, just maybe look at the post previously to this on my page and you'll see the supplies. It's a real simple. You just need a surface of some type, which is, you can use either canvas or watercolor paper, cardstock. If you're using watercolor paper or cardstock, I would recommend that you tape it down to the table so that it's easier to paint on the surface without it moving around. If you can do that, that would be good. And of course we have our colors, our sunset colors. What we're going to be using today, our lightest color, which I'm going to use yellow. You can use pink or light blue, whatever color you chose. You need 3 sunset colors. So I have my yellow, I have my orange, and I have my dark orange. And then we're going to need black for the hillside. We're going to need brown for the tree or the cross, depending on what you're doing, because we're going to do 2 versions. You can do either a cross and make it an Easter painting, or I'm also going to demonstrate how you can do some palm trees and just make it a beachy painting if you want. And then we have a little bit of white for the highlight. The brushes I'm going to be using are a large flat brush. I also have a small flat brush. A flat brush means it's a flat tip. Can you see that? Yeah. And then I have a liner brush that I'm going to be using to do the birds, which is your choice if you want to do the birds or not. I'm going to show you how to do that. And so let's get started. And again, if you're just joining us, I'm Danita Lynn, and I teach art that inspires. That's what I love. That's what I do. I make art that inspires, and I sell my art currently at Unfiltered in Bartow. I also have a website, and I am also going to be selling soon at a store in downtown Lakeland called Pure Vey. So let me know you're here. Hi Devin and Callie. Hi Tanya. I'm going to get used to this live thing and saying hi to everybody. I feel like the lady on Romper Room with the magic mirror. You remember that? Hi Billy. Hi Susie. So anyway, I'm going to be painting on 2 different canvases. I've got both of them. I'm going to do one for the Easter sunrise, and I'm going to do one with the palm trees. So let's get our paints ready. I'm going to use your lightest color first, okay? And I'm going to turn the camera down so you can see in just a minute. I'm just getting my paint all set up here. My light color, my medium color, which I don't have a lot of. I hope we got enough to go. And then my dark color. So because we're going to paint with intention today, what I would like to do before we actually start with all of the colors, I'd like to take a moment and reflect and have a little bit of intention. And let's put some words on our canvas behind our painting that will give it our intention. You can do this with your paintbrush with your lightest color up here in this area, or you can do it with black down here where your hillside's going to be. But let's get our smallest brush. Maybe you have a round tip brush or a little flat brush. And let me get a little bit of black here because I'm going to do mine on the bottom. And let's think of a word or two, or even it could be a scripture if you have a favorite scripture and you want to write it on here, down on the bottom area where we're going to be painting the black. We certainly are living in these crazy times, and we want to paint with our heart and paint with intention here today. So what I'm going to do, and I'm going to turn my camera here so you can see me, I'm going to write some words down here that I want to live in my painting. Okay? So you be thinking about that. I'm going to shift the camera and point it down so that you can see what I'm doing, and then we'll move forward. Give me just a second. Move the camera here. Make sure. Can you see that okay? Can you guys tell me yes or no or maybe? Can you see the canvas good? Oh, you know what? I've got to switch this because it's probably backwards. Let's see. There's a trick to this here. Hold on a minute. Let's see. This one. I don't know. All right, I'm not sure if I already did this or not. I'm going to write the word. You tell me if it comes up backwards or if you can see it okay. All right, I'm going to use my small brush. And I'm all about love, so I'm going to write the word love down here with my paintbrush. Just write it on there. And maybe I'm going to also choose the word hope, because like so many of us, I'm hoping that we get through this soon and all of this craziness is ended. I'm also going to write family, because my heart goes out to my family right now. I'm going to write family on here. And let's see, one more word. I'm going to write joy, because I long for the day when I can have joy in my heart again. Let's see here. All right. So, can you see that? Is it backwards? Is it forwards? Oh, where are the comments? How come I can't see your comments here? All right. Forwards. There we go. Yes. Okay. Now I can see your comments. It's backwards. Oh, man. All right. Let me see. This one. This one. Okay, is that better? Is that straight now? I did the reverse, let's see. Is it still backwards, guys? Can somebody tell me? All right. Still backwards. It's okay. All right. Thanks, Morgan. Well, we're gonna move on because you'll still be able to see what we're doing here. All right, so we're gonna have our black color down here. We're gonna do that last though. So let's move forward. We're gonna start with our lightest color that we're using, our lightest color for the sunset. All right, and we're gonna paint it about halfway up. You're gonna avoid this black paint area where you already started. So let's just kind of mark that off. You use your lightest color. All right, and we're just gonna paint it on a nice solid coat about halfway up your canvas or your paper. Excuse me. Okay. While you guys do that, I'm gonna do my second one. Oh, I didn't write my words on here. Let me get my other brush here. Let me write something. I'm gonna write happiness. Happiness. Happiness and heart. Because this is going to be a heartfelt painting. All right. Let me put some yellow on here. When you guys get your beautiful yellow, or your lightest sunrise, not sunset. If I say sunset by accident, it's a sunrise, Easter sunrise painting. Okay. Again, we're going to go just about halfway up with our color. All right, that looks good. Okay, now don't rinse your brush because you're going to want to blend your colors. Let me grab a paper towel here. You can use your rag or a paper towel, and you're just going to take your color and wipe it off like that. Okay, you still got a little bit of paint on here because you're going to blend these colors together. So next we're going to take our medium color here, our medium color, and we're going to start right here on this line and just go back and forth and let those colors blend together. See how that blends? Okay, just a nice blend right here between the two. I'm going to go around the edge. Make sure you do the edges if you're working on a canvas. Same on this side. And then take some more of the darker orange color, or the medium orange color, I'm sorry. And we're going to go a pretty good ways up, because we're going to put that darker orange up here, but we don't want it to be too much of the heavy dark color coming down. So we're just going to put a little bit up there. So we're going to put a nice coating of the medium orange here. Alright. There we go. Now, I'm going to come back to that and blend that out a little bit more. But I'm going to get my orange color on my other canvas while you guys finish yours. Whip this on here real quick and go, maybe just leave maybe a quarter of it up there. And blend it out right here, blending that beautiful orange down into the yellow. Take some more on the sides here. How you guys doing? I wish I could see your paintings too while we paint together. Maybe when we're done you guys can send me the pictures of what you did. I'd love to see it. All right, again, I'm going to take, don't clean my brush, I'm just going to wipe it off. So I'm going to blend this here. And make sure you blend it on the sides too if you have a canvas. Make sure you're blending on the sides. You don't want to leave that undone. Blend, blend, blend. Nice, okay, that one's done. Let me switch back to here. I'm going to blend this on the side. Blend this down some more with the leftover orange that I have on there. I just want a nice, soft blend going back and forth, back and forth. Okay. All right, now we're going to add our darkest sunset color up, sunrise color up here, which for me, I've chosen the dark orange. So I'm going to grab some of that, and I'm going to start right here on this line again, and I'm going to blend these two together. The paint's still wet, so it should blend nicely if you just keep going back and forth. I've got a little bit of a chunk there. Let me get that out. Just going to go back and forth until you get the nice blended look that you want. Do the sides too while it's still wet. Blend that line there, and on this side. Nice. All right. Am I going too fast? How are you guys doing? Is this a good pace, or do I need to slow down? Can somebody tell me how you feel about the pace of the class? I'm going to paint up here. Get our dark orange all the way to the top. It's a little fast. Okay, thank you, Morgan. I appreciate that. All right, I'm going to just slow down a little bit. Maybe I can chat with you guys a little bit if I go a little slower. So, for many of you that don't know me, I've been teaching art for many years. I've been a professional artist for many years, and one of the things I love is teaching people how to play with art and to use art as an inspiration. Inspiration for life, inspiration for happiness. A lot of times people say, oh, I can't even draw a stick figure. And I always tell them, yes, you can, because you could draw when you were a child, because as children, we don't judge our work. We just draw from the heart. And people often tell me, you know, when I was a kid, I could draw lots of things. You know, remember those little characters in the back of the comic books and the highlight books, and it would say, you know, paint this or draw this turtle and send it in for art lessons and all that. And people say, oh, I used to do that and I was so good at it. And that's because you have this innate ability for art as a child, because you don't have the fear and the judgment that you do as an adult. So as we get older, we say, oh, I can't. But what I like to do is show people that there's so many different forms of art, and there's so many different ways of engaging in art without fear. You just play with the tools and play with the paint and play and let whatever wants to come. Now, you know, as you progress, if you choose to be a professional artist, then you have to get more into fine art, and there's a lot more detail and a lot more technicality. But the general public just wants to play and wants to enjoy, and that's why I'm doing this class today, you know, just so that we can unplug. Hey, yeah, there's 2 Morgans in this class. Yep, how about that? So today that's what we're doing. We are just going to share a little bit of happiness here. All right. How's your sunsets coming along? Sunset. See, I did it again. Your sunrise. I'm almost done with the orange here. And then we're going to move on to the next step. Just make sure you're blending those lines. And if it doesn't blend well, you can add a tiny bit of water to your brush. And that, you know, if it dried before you got back to it to do the blending part, you can add a tiny bit of water to it. I'm going to show you how to do that. Let me wipe this off a little bit. So I think I want a little bit more of a blend here where the orange is. And I've got this dark orange on my brush now, so I'm going to squeeze that off with my rag. And I'm going to grab a little bit of this medium tone again. I'm going to go back over this line. I want a little bit more of a blend here going up. Just painting right on top of it, back and forth, letting my brush go up and down so that it blends the paint and carries it a little bit up and a little bit down. All right, nice even coat. Now, after you're done painting it, take a look, step back from it, check it, make sure you don't have any white patches sticking through or peeking through. Make sure you've got a good cover. You see I've got a little bit here on this one. See, I didn't get it covered quite well. So let me go back over this area here with my darker color and get that evened out. And again, I want more of a blend here, so I'm going to take some of that medium tone and I'm going to go back across, back and forth, and blend that out. Okay. So at this point, you also can add a little bit of depth into your painting if you want to. You can take, and you know how when you look out into a sunrise, you see some clouds that have a little bit of darkness here and there, almost as if somebody had taken a liner across the bottom of them. So I'm going to do that with my darker orange color, and I'm going to just take a little bit here, just barely touch it here and here, kind of fan it out a little bit, and down here, just adding a little bit of interest, fanning it out. You don't have to do this, you can leave it solid if you'd like. I'm just adding a little bit of interest. And then again, taking my lighter color and blending it out. Okay, getting a good blend here. All right, so now what I'm seeing here is that I want a little bit more yellow here. Just a little bit. I'm going to pick up some yellow and go across here and take it up into the orange, just because I want a little bit more brightness here. And I'm going to do the same on my other canvas over here. Okay. All right, guys, how are we doing? So at this point, we should have our sunrise background painted with our colors and our beautiful blend. Can you see that? Okay, and now it's going to, this is going to have to dry before we paint the other part on it. So now we're going to work on our hillside with the black. And I am going to rinse out my brush now because I don't want any of that orange or yellow in my hillside color. I got my rag here. I'm going to rinse out my brushes real quick. And I'm going to use my big flat brush to paint the hillside. Okay, so how you do your hillside is up to you. I chose to do a high part up here because I wanted the cross up high. You can do a lower and put your cross down here if you choose. The idea is just to have some movement with the black. I recommend that you try to avoid doing one like this and one like this, because if you do a line going this coming down and a line coming down, it's going to look like the top of a heart, and it's not very realistic. So you can put your your cross on either side, but what you're going to do is have a smaller hill on one side and then a larger hill on the other. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to load up my brush with the black. Okay, I've got my large flat here, and I'm gonna start here where I painted my words. We're gonna paint right over those words and do my top line here. And again, if you're using a canvas, make sure you do the sides as well. So this is my first hillside here. Solid black because it's a silhouette in the morning light. Okay, so just a small hill, and you can make it go up if you like a little bit. It's okay. It's up to you. Just kind of do whatever you feel. Let your brush decide if you want more of a hill or a little bit. And then on this side, this is where my larger hill is going to be. So I'm not going to start right in the middle, again, because I don't want it to look like the top of a heart. So I'm going to come over here, maybe on the 1/3 part of my canvas here, and I'm going to start going up from here and making just a little bit of a curvy line. Because you can adjust this, it's just paint. You can change it. You can make it more, you can make it less. You can wiggle it a little bit and make it look like it's got a rocky texture, which is fine. If it's a mountaintop, maybe there's a little bit of rock on the hillside. You can do that. I'm doing a little bit of that here. And then on the top, you want it to be a little bit flat here, because this is where your cross is going to go. Okay, like that. And I kind of feel like I need that to be a little bit bigger, so let me bring that over. There we go. Now maybe even a little bit more. There we go. Okay, I like that. And then fill in the bottom with your black. A nice solid coat, back and forth, smooth it out, and again do your side. Oh, I got paint on me. always grabbing it when it's still wet. Okay. And of course, if you're working on paper or card stock or watercolor, you just paint to the edge. And make sure you have a solid coat. You might have to go back over this a little bit in a few minutes after it dries a little bit. Alright, I'm going to set that aside because that's the one for my cross. This one is the one I'm going to do the palm tree on, so let me get a little bit more black paint. So I'm going to make this one maybe not as high, but still it's going to have an arch to it a little bit. I love painting palm trees. I learned how to paint palm trees years ago, and I used to paint them on everything. I painted them on glasses, I painted them on canvases, I painted them on margarita sets. Oh, I need to do that again, actually. My daughter has a set of mine in her house, and every time I'm over there and I see it in the cabinet, I always say, oh, I need to paint some more of those because they're super fun and I love doing it. Today we're not going to do it with color, we're going to do it with a black outline, but still. Alright, I'm going to make this one a little bit lower so we don't have hillsides on our beaches here in Florida, but maybe we can pretend this is a California sunrise as they do. Alright, let me fill this in. Okay, so at this point you should have your sunrise colors done, and you should have your hillside done. Now make sure you check as it's drying. See, I can show you here. See this here? I've got a little bit of a white patch showing through, so I'm going to go back over that real quick. And after it dries completely, we may have to hit that again, and that's okay because sometimes you don't see it until it dries. Okay, let me switch back over here. So now we're going to work on adding the cross and the birds if you choose to. You also can, I've seen some others painting similar to this, and they write words up here. They wrote he is risen, or you could write happy Easter, or you could write God is love. You know, if you want, you can use a paint marker so that you can use it as a pen. It makes it easier to write than trying to paint it the letters with a paintbrush. Or you can paint it on with your paintbrush today if you feel confident doing that. That's good too. So you can add words here with your cross. Alright, so now I'm getting my brown. Grab your brown paint, and we're going to grab a small brush. You can use a round tip or a flat tip for this. Either one works. Flat might work better because you're painting a piece of wood. So grab a little bit of brown paint, and I'm going to share with you, when you're painting lines like this, a couple things. It's hard to paint if your hand is up in the air. It's hard to paint a straight line. Ah, look at there, I got it on there already. What you want to do is put your pinky down to give you something to brace on, some kind of guidance. And it's easier when you're painting straight lines if you go left to right, because that's how you're used to writing with a pencil. So if you go left to right, it's easier than trying to go up and down. Okay, so you might want to turn your canvas a little bit, and on your mountaintop here, you're just going to put your pinky down or put your knuckle down on the canvas to give you something to brace on, and you're going to start right at the top of that black spot there and just go to the right. Okay, go up as high as you like, and then I'm going to turn the canvas, because you see here where my brush stroke stopped. I'm going to go up here And I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna put my pinky down and I'm gonna finish off the top stroke there, and I'm gonna go back to the right, going back down to make my piece of wood there. First step there. Okay. Now we're gonna go make the cross on it. And same thing, you're gonna go left to right, put your pinky down, choose your spot where you want it to be, and you're gonna go left to right. Just like that. And then finish off the stroke. And I see here where I touched it with my finger and messed up my dark orange paint, so I'm gonna have to go back and correct that. But there you go. You're gonna add your cross just like that. Okay? Let me fix that orange spot real quick while you guys finish. How you doing? You guys doing okay? Can you give me a thumbs up if we're doing good? Let me know you're still out there. All of those of you that are painting with me. Give me a heart or a thumbs up or a woohoo or something so I can see how you're doing. Hey, there you guys are. Look, it's like a little fireworks show. I love that. Cute. Okay. So we're going to let that dry a little bit, and then we're going to go back and add some highlights. But what I want to do right now, I'm going to do the palm trees after we finish this painting. So if you're doing the palm trees, just hang on because you're still going to want to do the birds. So I'm going to teach you how to do the birds here real quick. I'm going to set this aside and grab a piece of watercolor or cardstock, and I'm going to show you how to do these simple little flying birds, like maybe seagulls on the ocean side. And what you're going to need is a small brush. If you have a small round brush, that works. If you have a liner brush, which is what I'm going to use today, it probably would be better to have a maybe a little bit bigger, but this is what I have out, so this is what we're going to use. I'm going to dip it into my, let me show you, I'm going to dip it into my black paint here, and then I'm going to roll it on my little plate here to get the excess off, because I don't want a big glob on there. So I'm going to dip it, and then I'm going to roll it, and as I'm rolling it, I'm going to pull it up. Aw, hi Rose, my little Rosie. She's my granddaughter. She's watching. Hi Rose. Grammy loves you. I'm glad you're watching Grammy paint. Mwah. She's 3. We've been painting together. Since I can't see her, we spend a lot of time on FaceTime, and we play games, and we paint together, and we take walks out in the yard together, all on FaceTime, of course, but that's my little Rosebud. Okay, so with the birds, it's kind of like a long cursive M. That's kind of what we're going for. You're going to take your brush and you're going to do a long cursive M. Because this is paper, it's not working well. Okay? Probably need to hold it up closer to the camera here. Hang on a second, let me see if I can do that. These are, you might want to practice on a piece of paper before you put it on your canvas. And again, you can choose to just not do this at all if you like. Let me see if I can get this. Okay, so it's a long, like this. Can you see? And do another one. You're going to draw it out and do just like a cursive M with really long wings. See? And to make it realistic, you do them in all different directions, like this. And if you want to add a body, you can leave it like that, or you can add a body by just doing a little mark like that. See? It makes a little body. All right, I'm going to do it again. hold it up here, see if we can see. I've never done this before like this in front of the camera. I hope you guys can see this okay. Alright, let me do it down here. You see this? Okay. Long cursive M. And that one kind of dried out, so let's go back over that. And then a little body, if you want to put a body on it. Okay? So that's how you do the birds. If you don't want to do the long wings, you can do simplified. You can do them, just make sure you don't have a lot of glob paint on. You can do them like this. Just a regular M, like that. Can you see that one? You can do, let me show you. Let's see if I can do it this way. You can do it like this. See? It's just a long M. Okay, so on your painting, out here in this area, you can choose. You can write words. You can just leave it blank, or you can throw some birds in there. So I'm going to do some birds. I'm going to do them some bigger than others because I want some that are way back in the background and some that are up close. So here we go. Can you see? All right, here we go. Do one that way. I'm going to do one down here. And I normally do odd numbers when I do things like this. Like I'll do 3 or maybe 5, depending on the painting. So I'm going to do 5 because I want some little ones back here in the background. There, I'm going to do one. Where do I want this one? I'm going to do this one up here. There we go. Okay. See? There we go. Beautiful little birds in the background. All right. Now we're going to go back and check on our cross. And looks like on mine, I need to put another coat. You see? It's not covered well enough, so I'm going to do a quick coat on it. Secondary. Again, going left to right because that's the easiest. It's your muscle memory from writing anyway. And left to right here. Okay, now I've got a nice coverage on it. And the last thing I'm going to do is highlight the cross a little bit because I want it to have a little dimension to it. So for that, I need a little spot of white. All right. Hi, Heidi. I'm glad to see you're on here. Heidi is my mentor. She's been teaching me how to do online painting classes, and so I'm happy to see that she's on here checking on me. All right, so I'm going to do the highlight, and because my sunrise source is down here, the light's coming up, so I'm going to put my light from the bottom up, and it's going to be on this side of the cross and from underneath. So again, remember, we're going to go left to right because that's what you're used to. Do a little bit of white on this side, a little bit of a highlight, and then you're going to do it underneath. Remember to put your pinky down so you can brace, and a little bit underneath. Okay, a little bit, just a little bit. All right. And that is our Easter sunrise painting. What do you think? Did you guys enjoy that? It's beautiful. It's got beautiful color. And it has all those beautiful words that we wrote underneath the hillside that we can remember. And we can hang it and look at it and enjoy it. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm also going to do the palm tree because I promised I'd show you how to paint the palm tree. All right. I got to grab a different brush here. Hang on one second. I don't have the right brushes. Got to get one of my other round brushes. Hold on, don't leave me. I'm just gonna get the right brush. Might be too thick. I'm gonna try it. Okay. So, to do a palm tree, the first thing we have to do is paint the base. And they're more often than not, they are curved, not just straight up and down. So, and you usually don't see just one palm tree. It's more often than not, you see a couple of them together. So that's what we're going to paint. All right, so we're going to do the base. I'm just going to do a curved line coming out for this one, and then I'm going to do one maybe going up a little bit differently, a little bit higher. A thicker bottom to it. Okay. Now to do the branches of the palm, you have to have a thin brush, a liner type brush. I'm going to try this one here. I grabbed a little liner brush. Let's see if this one will work. And the first thing you're going to do are 5 palm fronds. It's a frond, right? Not a branch. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's okay if it's not completely solid because you're going to go back over it and add your the little fringy parts. I don't know what those are called, but I'm going to do this one up here. I'm going to do a curve, 1 coming down, 2, 3, 4. I always do 5. I don't know, I just feel like that's a good number. 5. These are going to overlap a little bit. Okay, and to do the fringe part, I always start with the bottom, and I'm using the same liner brush, and I'm going to do kind of a C stroke. It's like this, pulling it down. I'm pulling from inside that line, I'm pulling it down like this. And you don't want it solid because you don't want it to look like just a jaggedy line. You want it to be wispy. And you got to think about how the palm fronds blow in the wind and how they're not all stuck together. You can see the light through them, right? So pulling that down. And then on the top, it's not going to come all the way around. It's going to go out a little bit. So on the top, I'm going to do like this. And I'm letting it wispy, kind of have a wispy effect to it. See there? Can you guys see this okay? And you know, if you did the cross on your painting and you didn't get to do the palm tree, maybe you can do another one later and try it with the palm trees. All right, so we're going to do that again. I always do the bottom first. Just pull in these C. It's a C stroke. I feel like my hand is going in a C, the shape of a C. Well, that's not right, because C would be the other way. Or backwards C, I guess. A curving back. And then when I get out to the ends, I'm going to pull that frond out a little bit. Same with this. I'm going to go up. And I'll do this one. Now this one we have to go the other direction because this one is curving this way. So I'm going to pull our fronds going out towards the tip and around. And because this is standing up a little bit, I'm going to flip these out here just a little bit and then curve them around, because that's how a palm tree would naturally grow. And this is a class perhaps I'll teach again specifically on how to do palm trees. We could do a palm tree beach painting. I'm pulling that down, following that curve of the frond. And then I'm going to flip this out a little bit here. A couple of going that way and then curving around again. There we go. Nice. Nice little palm. All right, let's do the other one. Curving, curving, curving. All the way to the end. Curving. And it's okay if they overlap, because that's how palm trees grow. Just remember to get smaller with your strokes as you get towards the end. Do a few flipping out, and then when it gets to that curve part, I start curving back down and around. Coming around here a little bit. Maybe that one's not developed as much. Maybe it's just kind of laying soft in the wind. I'm going to bring these out just a little bit and then right off the end there. Turn this one here. So palm trees are something that you can practice. Practicing with a solid color just to get your hand used to making these wispy strokes in the right direction with the palm frond, and crisscrossing them a little bit, because again, that's how they naturally grow. And then you can start doing it with the colors of the different greens, maybe with a beach background. So there we go. And there's our beautiful palm tree silhouettes. And I feel like right here, this right here area might need a little something. Looks like he's in that one too. Looks like they've got too much of a gap there, so I'm going to put a small palm frond right here. Watch. I'm going to pull it up just a little. Maybe it's a new branch that's just growing out, just to fill that in a little bit. And same with with this. I'm going to add a little bit of a curved one here. Just maybe a new little branch coming out. I feel like I need another one here. All right, I gotta stop there. I'm gonna overdo it. Okay, there's our beautiful palm trees. And again, I'm gonna add some birds because it is a sunrise at the beach. So I'm gonna do these long M's like that. I'm gonna do maybe one going this way, some going this way. Paint on my brush there. Always an odd number though. I rarely do anything with even numbers. All right, let's see. No, I want one way back here. I'm going to do a tiny one over here. Going this way. All right. And on these bigger ones, I'm going to add a little stroke for the body. The ones that are further away, you can add a tiny stroke, but you can't always see the body. Sometimes you can just see the wings. And there we go. Now we have an Easter sunrise on the beach with our beautiful palm trees. So that is what I wanted to share with you today. And look, a whole hour has gone by and we have been able to enjoy our beautiful painting time. We're not stressed out right now. We've enjoyed blending paint, getting paint on our hands, and I hope you had a good time. I sure did. Thank you, Kelly. Yes, I will. I will do another class with the palm trees and a beach background. We'll do some beautiful blue waters, and we'll do that soon. I've got a lot of classes coming up. I'm going to be doing mixed media. I'm going to be doing some kids classes on Canvas, some fun things. I've been painting with my niece and my granddaughter online, and so I like to just share a lot of different things, and then you can choose to participate when you can. I'm going to be doing some recycle art classes, like I said in the video. With the recycle, what I like to do is take what we have, because right now art supplies might be hard to come by. So we'll take what we have, maybe some cereal boxes, and make some earrings, or some old cards, and cut out the decorations and make a new piece of art with that. Not really sure. I haven't got a schedule lined up. I've just got some ideas, and the main idea is that I teach art that inspires, and I hope to inspire you to relax and to play with the art, and I hope you love it as much as I do. So thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, Morgan, and the other Morgan. Thank you, Devin and Callie and Danielle. I really appreciate you guys joining me here today. If you did like it, give me a thumbs up and follow my page so that you can see all of the notifications for when I'm going to be doing this again. I'll be doing it a couple times a week. And sometimes I might just hop on because I feel like I need to create, and I'll just send a notification saying, hey, I'm going live in 5 minutes. So we'll see how it goes. And if you just joined me, we painted a beautiful painting with the palm tree and the sunrise, and we also did the Easter sunrise. So thanks so much for joining me. Send me pictures. I'd love to see how yours turned out and see your beautiful faces so that we can connect. Right now we need to connect in any way possible. So enjoy your day, Thanks for being here. Mwah. Love you guys. Bye-bye.